Moviesucktastic is a podcast about bad movies and the people that love them. But it's more than just a podcast, it's also an online presence. If you want to know more about Moviesucktastic or want to become a part of Moviesucktastic, you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Twitter at Moviesucktastic, you can find our blog at boothreviews.blogspot.com, or if you want to give your own reviews that we might use on the show, you can go to reviews.moviesucktastic.com and check out our own little lunch.com community for Moviesucktastic. Check us out and become a part of the show, because the only thing more fun than a bad movie is sharing it.
You are listening to Moviesucktastic.
Dude, no! Oh!
Oh, boy. Hello, my friend.
Hello!
Hello! Hello!
Welcome to
wrong
No
movie.
Comedy Gold!
Comedy gold! White gold!
No Comedy Gold!
Is that us?
No, that's the Oscars. You heard about that recent development last week, right?
Oh, yeah, because they're not going to have a host, and Kevin Hart, they fired him, and he was the host for a day, I think.
Yeah, basically, they pulled that shit they pulled on
what's his face?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
James Gunn, who, by the way,
James Gunn.
I don't know if I mentioned this in our last episode, Warner Brothers has signed him on to do Suicide Squad 2.
Right.
And then I guarantee you, he fucking knocks that shit out of the park, and then signs on to be the new guy for Justice League. And oh boy, I'm excited. I can't fucking wait for him. Warner Brothers is like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care what he tweeted. Who gives a shit? Oh, he's not actually touching kids? He's just making jokes? Yeah. Hire him. Because it's Disney.
Yeah. So basically, they pulled the same thing on Kevin Hart that they pulled on him. It was like, oh, look, back in 2000 or whatever, you made a couple of tweets that were kind of insensitive to gay people. Honestly, I didn't even read the tweets. I don't care. And so they pulled the shit. And he was like, yeah, you know what? Fine, I'm out. I don't need this bullshit. And now the Oscars put themselves in a position where they knew any other comedian they got up there was going to mention it.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't want anybody to fucking mention it. And they also now they've set this bar where, okay, anybody we bring as a comedian has to be as fucking clean as Billy Crystal. And who the fuck's as clean as Billy Crystal anymore? So they pulled a DC Correspondents' Dinner where it's like, you know what? No more comedians. Yeah.
So yeah, it's not gonna be a shit show. It's just gonna be worse than usual, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Then don't worry, everyone. We're gonna be live. We're gonna review it Sunday the 24th. We're gonna watch it with you, so you should come and hang out with us on Oscar night.
So, but pretty much now, without a comedian as a host, all America is going to tune in is watch Hollywood jack itself off for 3 hours.
Yeah, which
that's it.
Yeah,
I mean,
even
I don't want to see that.
No, my God. And this year's nominees, I don't know. I've been reading a lot about what could potentially be nominated this year, and I don't want to say that I'm less interested this year than normal, but I don't know how interested I'm going to be this year.
Well, I think it's going to be one of the better years still. I think there are going to be more good movies than lame movies. Like, pardon me.
It's okay.
Last year, I think, was a very, I think last year and the year before, both years were like, yeah, I like most of these films.
Yeah, we've had a couple of really good years where we're like, there was a couple, like Lady Bird last year. It was just like, and then the year before.
And La La Land.
La La Land the year before.
We started on La La Land.
But other than that, we pretty much enjoyed all of the Best Picture noms. And I'm not saying we won't enjoy this year's nominations, but I'm hoping too. But there's less this year that I think that's nominated that I'm going to be interested in. But the first film we're reviewing, Best Picture nominee, is A Star Is Born.
Now, are we assuming this is a Best Picture nominee, or are we pretending that we already know?
Oh, no. Dude, what are you doing? We got to come clean now.
I didn't know we weren't. She caught me off guard. It's like, wait, are we pretending that we already know this?
Yes, we are.
I'm sorry.
A Star Is Born. I mean, okay. This film is being nominated for Best Picture, no matter how you slice it. This is a front runner. This is like your top 5, when they always do what's nominated for Best Picture and then the Best Director nominated. This is going to be one of those 5.
All right. And I don't think it's unfair to say this. Dude, I mean, if they move the Oscar up, the time between when they announce the Oscars and when the Oscars actually are on is like a month now.
Yeah, like usually the nominations would have come out a week ago.
Right. So potentially we're only going to have like 4 weeks to review up to 10 films.
Yeah, and it's impossible to squeeze that many in.
And
so what we
don't do this full time. So
what
we
we're doing,
have lives we have to try to squeeze in this bullshit.
So what we're doing is we're picking the films that we know for a fact they're going to be nominated for Best Picture to get a step ahead.
Fingers crossed.
Well, this movie definitely.
This one definitely. Yeah.
The next film is like a 60-40. It's not even 50-50. It's a 60-40. And I'm saying the 60% chance that it won't be. So we're taking a chance with the next film, which is going to be Bohemian Rhapsody. That's going to be the next episode. But
you got 2 films about musicians. We had to do them together.
Well, we always do that. We always pair them. We were going to do A Star Is Born and Green Book, but that technically kind of fits because Green Book has musical elements in it, but it's actually not really about that.
Both films have music, so
yeah. This movie, both of these films are music films. There are
not even
musical
films,
performances.
Not even about music, but also about careers and becoming famous.
That's right.
That's the celebrity status of musicians. So I think they fit nicely together. So, like you said, right now, the first Oscar nominee, wink, that we're reviewing is A Star Is Born.
That's right. And I actually just recently rewatched the original from 1976. I'm putting together a list of movies that have come out in the year I was born, 1976, and the original Star Is Born is one of those films. Now,
wait, this is a remake of another Star Is Born? I thought this was a remake of Glitter.
Now you're just being funny. This is actually the 4th rendition of this movie. One of them, I believe there was one that came out in the 30s or early 40s. And then there was the 1976 Chris Christopherson and Barbara Streisand film.
Not 40s. 1954.
Was it 54? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was the 30s or 40s. Anyway, so that was the first one in the 50s. Then it just seems like they do this. I might be
wrong, though.
They just seem to do this every 2-3 decades. They remake this movie for some reason.
They remake everything every 2 or 3 decades. The fucking industry's more incestuous than...
That is true.
I can't think of a... Flowers in the Attic.
So, what are you drinking there? What is that? Is that a beer? It's different. What you got today?
This is I don't know if you can see it. This is a New Belgium Mural Agua Fresca Cerveza.
Ooh, Cerveza. I like cerveza.
I'm leaning towards it.
That means it's a lighter pale ale. It's a very refreshing type of beer.
Yeah, I've been getting into the cervezas since I moved down here to Texas.
Nice.
So
I like cervezas. So then they remade it in 76. That film was to critical acclaim. You know, they got Barbara Streisand, who was already famous for an acting and singing career. Chris Christopherson as well, more singing than acting, but he dabbled in both. And that movie was a huge hit. Then they remade it, I believe it was a TV film in the 80s or early 90s, and that was terrible. And then now this. Now, having seen, because I could give a shit about the TV film, and I could give a shit about the film from the 50s. Having only seen the one from 1976, and just going with my gut, this film is superior to the previous three. There's no doubt in my mind that this is the best rendition of this film. Does it deserve to be nominated for Best Picture? I don't know. I don't think so. But it's not a bad film by any means. So Bradley Cooper, it's his first directorial debut. Lady Gaga, she's probably going to get nominated for Best Actress. That's like they think that's a lock. I'm watching this movie. And even back in the trailers, I'm like, why does he sound like Sam Elliott? That's like the whole thing is going through my mind. And I'm watching the movie. I know nothing about the film. I just watch it. I know nothing other than that it's a remake, primarily from the 76 film. And I'm like, why does he sound like fucking Sam Elliott? And then Sam Elliott shows up and it's his brother. And I'm like, oh. He stole Sam Elliott's voice to do this film, and then he actually accuses him of that, or Sam Elliott accuses of him of that later in the film. And I'm like, well, there's just like some poetry going on over here. It's like, holy, it's like, my God.
Oh, irony.
Yeah, the irony. But the main story still is true to the original film, or the original story, is there is someone who's already famous, Bradley Cooper's character, or Jackson Maine. And he is an alcoholic, whereas Chris Christopherson before him was an alcoholic, but mostly just an alcoholic. But Bradley Cooper kind of threw in more drugs in this than the Christopherson film, even though Christopherson did both in that movie. And Christopherson, just like Bradley Cooper, goes out and sees Barbara Streisand and Lady Gaga in this, and like immediately falls for her, and discovers, so, you know, quote unquote, discovers her, takes her out head over heels, and slowly but surely brings her out on stage, has her perform with him. She gets a following, gets signed, becomes large, like huge Emmy Awards. They even do that in the movie, just like they did in the 76 film. And they get married. She knows who she's marrying, but does it anyway. And of course, Chris Christopherson and Bradley Cooper are just fucking hot messes. They are just so far beyond recovery. But the difference between the original film and this film is you believe that Bradley Cooper, Jackson Maine, in this movie, for anyone that never saw the original, is going to stay clean. Like, you feel like he wants to be clean. I don't know if we're going to do anything further about spoilers or anything. I don't know if we want to do that since it's an Oscar-nominated film.
But
people are going to be listening to this. So
it's also been remade a half dozen times, and it's not necessarily an unpredictable storyline.
No,
it's
absolutely not.
It's,
it was funny. My wife had never seen any of the other renditions, and she comes home and she yells at me, "How come you didn't warn me?" I'm like, how have you not seen any of these other movies? How do you not know where it's going? I told her, I go, this is on you. This is your fault, not my fault. Don't come home and yell at me. And she's like, when you saw it, because I watched it to review this, she said, did you like ugly cry? And I'm like, I was more emotional when you made soup from my mother's recipe. It's like, no, I did not ugly cry. It's like, let's get that out of the way right now. My God. So we're going to try and keep these reviews for the Oscar films under an hour, preferably 30 to 45 minutes. So
right.
Just because there's so many and we do so many, we can't. You can't do a 2-hour episode per Oscar film. It just can't do it.
No, we're not.
Okay,
now,
good.
Now, so when I went into this film, I watched. I have no interest in watching anything I'm really getting. I have an aversion to like inside Hollywood or inside music industry,
Right.
like creating a superstar films. Totally no interest at all. I think Bowfinger is like the closest I get
Yeah.
to something like this. So no interest in seeing this. It's a romance. I'm Lady Gaga. I could care either way. I'm not a fan, or I'm not one of these anti-music people. I'm just like, who cares? And I sat through this entire film, and god damn it, it's fucking good.
Yeah.
I didn't want to like it. I wanted to come in bitching as, they did this and that.
And let
god
me
damn it, Bradley Cooper fucking nailed it.
and let me tell you something. I rewatched the one from
And I mean, as a
'76.
director,
What? Go ahead.
hang
I'm
on.
sorry.
And I mean, as a director and an actor, Bradley Cooper fucking nailed this film.
Yeah. I did really enjoy it too. And like I said, I rewatched the original from '76. I've seen it a couple of times. It's from my birth year, so I kind of have a soft spot for movies that come out that year. That movie is so fucking long and so boring. The original Star is Born from '76, I think it's 2 hours and 20 minutes, which is unheard of for a film 20 years ago. Or, I'm sorry, that's 40 years ago. And the problem,
Jesus Christ.
I know. The problem with the original A Star is Born is, in my opinion, they have
Not the original, the one from the 70s.
The one from the 70s.
Okay.
The one I'm comparing this film to.
Correct.
That one has entire performances in it. Like, she sings a song, they sing a song, he sings a song. It's the entire fucking song. And that movie's 2 hours and 20 minutes. And we're talking 30 minutes of solid music is performed in that movie. Maybe a little less, maybe a little longer. But in that range. It's fucking crazy. The end of that movie, she does like a 6-minute number to end that movie. And what Bradley Cooper smartly did in this is you get the onstage performances, you get the songs, you get the process on how they're creating a song, but you don't get saturated with it. You don't get hit over the head with an entire performance. Maybe you get like a 2 to 3 minute segment of music, and then it moves back to the movie, which is what you're looking for anyway.
The reasons why I say he nailed it from a directorial, and this is a directorial debut, am I correct?
Yeah, I think he did only a couple of short films before this. I can look it up real quick. I have it up.
I just want to. I'm pretty sure
It says
this
director, 3 credits, and yep, this is his first directorial debut. He did a video short featuring Lady Gaga for this movie. So
part of the genius of him directing this film is that he knew how to do all this without just boring us with, again, blocks of solid music. The way he interweaves the narrative, completely linear, but like the way he overlaps dialogue with montages and then music and then comes back in and out, just fucking genius. He knows when to sit on a.
your video is breaking up really.
Moving.
I'm sorry, but I have to mention your video is breaking up really bad. Where you're
Can
trying
you hear me okay?
I can hear you now, but when you're trying to make a point like you just did, you just got cut out because of your bandwidth. I'm sorry. I just want to point it out because I know you're trying to make a point.
Let me try again.
Okay.
I don't know how much you heard. The way he cuts this film, the way the film where there's overlapping dialogue and music and montages and everything seamlessly blends in and out. He controls the pace of the film.
He really does.
He is in complete control, and at no point are you like. I mean, again, I don't care about the music to begin with, so maybe I fast forwarded it here and there a little bit, just a little bit.
Well,
but he never loses control of the film.
I like
or the perception of the film.
No, you're absolutely right. And the thing about the music, where you said you might have fast forwarded a little bit past the music, I like the music that they chose to do in this movie. You had more pop stuff with Lady Gaga because she's really known for that. So why would you not give her something that you know she's going to nail? But then Bradley Cooper was a more rock and roll, maybe a little country rock-ish, and I'm not a country fan, but, you know, southern rock, you know, I'm trying to think of some southern rock bands, like Allman Brothers, you know, stuff like that.
Alabama.
Yeah. But those are that's the type of like country rock he was doing in here. And then you just had like straight up rock. And it was really well done. So, yeah, I get, you know, you might want to fast forward through some of the music, but the choice of music that he chose, excellent. He didn't go completely country. He didn't go completely pop. He kind of mixed both in there. More rock than country, but did a really good job doing it. And I think that keeps the listener, or the viewer, I should say, more enthralled because more people can get into it, you know. Now, I'm looking at, because I looked up Bradley Cooper's directorial stuff. This is his first. It's his directorial debut. He's going to get nominated for picture, director, and a bunch of others. They're predicting 11 nominations for this, or in upwards of 13, because there's a lot of there's sound, technical, there's all kinds of stuff that it can be nominated for. Adapted screenplay, all over the place.
Oh, definitely. I would say definitely adapted screenplay. Definitely director, definitely film.
Yeah.
All right. As far as
actor,
the writers
actress.
What?
An actor, actress.
Yeah. The one thing I want to point out as far as the writers go.
Yeah.
Excuse me. The main script, besides all the other people attached from, because it's an adaptation, and you know, you've got Eric Roth and Will Fetters writing this with Bradley Cooper.
Right.
Eric Roth, of course, Forrest Gump. He's got Oscar nominees under his belt.
Oh yeah.
I looked up Will Fetters, and it's great. If Will Fetters' IMDb page, and it says known for, and it has all the movie posters. Yeah. Every single movie poster that he's known for screenwriting has two people almost kissing.
Oh God, really?
The Best of Me, The Lucky One, Remember, Star Is Born. It's like every single one is like, what are those? Now, this guy does romances.
So they brought him in for probably that element of the film. You know, they wanted to stick to the original elements as well, which was the music. So yeah, no, I mean, you bring in an elite team, you're going to get an elite film. Now, I'm looking at his directorial stuff. Now, he did a video short with Lady Gaga basically for promotion for this film. And it says his next film that he's going to be directing is called Bernstein, which it says it's Leonard Bernstein's singular charisma and passion for music as he rose to fame as an American native-born, world-renowned conductor, all along following his ambition to compose both symphonic and popular Broadway works. Now, jumping from one musical film into another, to me, seems like a bad idea. I'm not saying he won't be able to do it successfully, but I think they're going to be expecting something great again, and I don't know. Why would he paint himself into a corner to be like this guy that directs musical films now? As long as at some point in the future he does Hangover 4, I don't care. That's not gonna. Well, it might happen actually. You never know. But
yeah, you call yourself. That's not gonna. Maybe.
Yeah, no, that shit.
I mean, I don't have much to say about this film. Again, it's not the kind of movie I want to watch or that I will watch again. Right. But I have to admit, just based on the craft of the film,
it'll stay in my plex.
What?
It'll stay in my plex.
Maybe not mine, but
no, I'll keep it.
Actually, no, I didn't grab it. I just watched it off yours.
Oh.
This is not my kind of movie, but you know, hands down, brilliant fucking job. I mean, you know what? I think the most powerful moment for me that I remember is that last scene with Sam Elliott and him when they're in the car.
Oh, right.
And the whole idea of the communication that happens between them strictly from the point of view that they can't communicate and they don't know how to communicate, and the communication that takes place while they're not communicating. Fucking that scene right there, fucking Oscar nominee.
Yeah, they're not. They don't think Sam Elliott is going to get a Best Supporting nomination, but he probably could if it's a weak class. I don't think it will be, so I think he'll be pushed out. But Bradley Cooper, there's no way he's not nominated for Best Actor.
No.
I don't think he wins, though. I don't think he wins. I think that goes to Christian Bale for Best Actor, or
for Vice?
For Vice, or Rami Malek for playing Freddie Mercury.
Really?
Yeah. I think those are your two front runners.
I think it's too close to call.
You think so?
I want to see the actual nominees before I go making a call on that.
Shut up.
But I think just based on this, he's a very strong contender.
Yeah. So this is rated a solid 8.0 out of 10 on IMDb. I'm assuming we're rating these. They're Oscar films. They're movies. We always rate them.
Yeah.
So what do you think? I'm okay with an 8. I liked it enough. I mean, I could go 7. Talk me into a 7. Yeah.
I would go 9.
9. Wow.
I think the film was that well done. I honestly do.
I do as well. 9. Wow.
I hesitate to do 10 because
no.
But I would go 9 on this. I mean, I would be hard pressed to pick out any flaws.
I don't think we've only ever given a 10 to a couple of films.
Correct, and this is not one of them.
No, this isn't one of them. I could definitely go 9. I mean, I was going to say you could persuade me into a 7.
Daddy,
hey, bud.
You were done.
The
two of you were done.
But I could definitely do 9 as well. Let's go 9.
9 it is.
I'm good with a 9.
And a very strong.
Sorry, I just have lots of feedback going on.
I know.
All right, 9 it is. Perfect. So yeah, we'll find out Tuesday. I mean, we know hey, if I was a gambling man, there's
no way this is not being nominated. This is definitely a Best Picture nominee.
Yes, I absolutely agree with that. I've been calling that since it came out in theaters that it was going to be nominated.
If we were still at 5 Best Picture nominees, maybe I'd be hesitant to be 100%.
No, this is.
But with 10 nominee slots, there's no fucking way this doesn't get.
They're saying that this is one of the 5. I always go by what who gets nominated for Best Picture, because it's upwards of 10. They only nominate 5 directors, and if you look at the nominees for the 5 directors, in my opinion, that's a really good way to look at what would have been nominated for Best Picture had they kept the 5. And this is going to be one of those.
All I'm saying is that there's either way. This is like a definite.
That's absolutely true. All right, so I guess we'll go ahead and end the show.
You heard it here first, folks.
I guess we should do it we should begin and end the show, even though it's like a 45-minute episode. We could do it. Why not? All right. As always, thank you for joining us for yet another episode of Moviesucktastic. We are doing the Oscar nominations right now, and next episode we're going to be doing Bohemian Rhapsody. And so you can go to our website at Moviesucktastic.com. You can listen to the show. You can join us live. You can download it to your favorite device. Whatever you want to do, go to our website and do that. You can go to iTunes, and you can download or listen to the show there as well. You can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Moviesucktastic. You can leave us voicemail. The number is 908-514-4470. If you want to email us, the address is themovieguys@Moviesucktastic. I'm sorry, themovieguys@Moviesucktastic.com. And you can download the free Android app for your Android device. And everything I said is in there. I guess I'll ask you, words of wisdom. Do you have any?
Oh.
The name's Conager. That's all I ever think of when I see Sam Elliott is the name's Conager. He did that Western Conager. I can never get it out of my head. Ever.
I guess the only words of wisdom is Stars Born is definitely getting nominated.
There you go. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you next episode, and hope you join us. Later.
Bye.
Bye.